Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Justin Baldoni just delivered a crushing blow to Blake Lively in one of the most shocking Hollywood courtroom battles in years. What started as a $250 million lawsuit quickly escalated into an all-out war one that could cost Blake everything. But how did we get here? And why is Justin's legal strategy tearing Blake's case apart? Let's break down the jaw-dropping details of this high-stakes battle. It all started when Blake Lively filed the massive $150 million lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, claiming he had violated a major contract and cost her millions in lost opportunities. Her legal team painted Justin as the villain, accusing him of breaking agreements that allegedly derailed her career moves. But Justin wasn't about to sit back and take the hit. Instead, he fired back hard with a staggering $400 million counter lawsuit, a move no one saw coming. Suddenly, this wasn't just a financial dispute. This was a battle for survival. When the two finally faced off in court, things went off the rails fast and it only got worse from there. Justin's legal team came in ready for war, armed with an arsenal of evidence that systematically tore Blake's claims apart. From the moment the trial began, it was clear they had done their homework, exposing key weaknesses in Blake's arguments and putting her legal team on the defensive. One of the most brutal moments, when Justin's high-powered attorney shredded Blake's argument with leaked emails that completely contradicted her entire claim. These weren't just minor inconsistencies, they were explosive contradictions that made it seem like Blake had been caught in a lie. Witnesses inside the courtroom reported that Blake's team was scrambling to control the damage, whispering frantically among themselves as they realized how damning the evidence truly was. The tension in the courtroom was palpable, and the judge's reactions made it clear he wasn't buying what Blake's team was selling. As the questioning intensified, Blake's lawyers made a desperate attempt to shift the narrative, but Justin's legal team was relentless, dismantling every defense they put up. By the end of the session, it was clear the momentum had swung heavily in Justin's favor. While the court fight was raging, both sides took the battle to the media, turning the legal dispute into a full-blown PR war. Blake's team went on the offensive, orchestrating a carefully crafted campaign to paint Justin as the ruthless villain. They fed exclusive stories to top-tier media outlets, ensuring that Blake was portrayed as the helpless victim caught in a brutal Hollywood betrayal. Headlines screamed injustice, social media exploded with outrage, and celebrities even began weighing in, taking sides in what was quickly becoming the most scandalous legal fight of the year. But Justin wasn't about to let the narrative get away from him. He fought back with receipts, and not just any receipts. He launched an entire website dedicated to exposing the truth, complete with legal documents, leaked communications, and never-before-seen contracts that backed up his side of the story. His team worked around the clock to counter every accusation, with hard evidence, dismantling Blake's claims piece by piece. Then, in a shocking turn of events, the court ruled in his favor, allowing key documents to remain public, a devastating blow to Blake's camp and a massive win for Justin. The result: the media's narrative started shifting fast. What once looked like a clear-cut case of betrayal now seemed far more complicated. Major outlets that had originally backed Blake's story began retracting statements, issuing corrections, and even questioning her motives. Public perceptions started turning, and suddenly, things weren't looking good for Blake at all. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through Hollywood and turned this legal battle into a full-blown spectacle. The judge ruled that Blake Lively would be forced to testify, stepping into the courtroom to face Justin's formidable legal team head-on. With no room for escape or last-minute maneuvers, her lawyers panicked, scrambling to stop the ruling in any way they could. They filed emergency motions, desperate to shield her from what they feared could be the final nail in the coffin. They argued that making her testify would cripple her case beyond repair and leave her completely exposed, but the court wasn't having it, not even for a second. Every legal avenue they pursued was shut down. Blake had no choice. She was cornered, forced to step into the spotlight in a way she never anticipated. And this was where everything started to unravel faster than anyone expected. What happened next would change the course of this battle forever. At first, fans rallied behind Blake, believing her story without hesitation. But as more damning evidence surfaced, the tide began to turn and public opinion shifted faster than anyone expected. Hollywood insiders who once supported her started backing away, distancing themselves to protect their own reputations. Even A-list stars who were vocal at the start went silent, deleting old supportive posts and dodging questions from the press. The biggest problem: people weren't just questioning her case, they were questioning her credibility, her integrity, and whether she had been lying all along. The whispers of doubt grew louder, turning into full-blown skepticism, and suddenly, Blake was no longer the Hollywood darling she once was. If Blake loses, the financial impact could be disastrous beyond belief. A $400 million loss wouldn't just hit her bank account, it could completely destroy her Hollywood career and make it nearly impossible for her to land major roles again. Even Ryan Reynolds, who's been her biggest supporter, might not be able to save her from this downfall. Sources close to the couple suggest that the pressure is mounting behind the scenes. With their financial future hanging in the balance, insiders say that if she loses big, major studios could blacklist her indefinitely, fearing that any association with her could bring unwanted legal drama and controversy. And the ripple effects wouldn't stop there. Hollywood is watching closely, with industry executives already debating whether this case will set a dangerous precedent for high-stakes celebrity lawsuits. Some experts claim that this could be one of the most financially devastating legal battles in modern Hollywood history, with potential consequences far beyond Blake's career. This case is shaping up to be one of the biggest Hollywood legal disasters ever, and the worst part, it might just be the beginning of an even bigger storm right now. Blake Lively is running out of options and the walls are closing in. The evidence isn't in her favor. The public is turning against her, and Justin Baldoni is winning at every turn. Every new development seems to push her deeper into a legal and financial nightmare. And time is running out fast. So what happens next? Will Blake cut her losses, take the hit, and walk away? Or is she willing to risk total career destruction by doubling down and fighting to the bitter end? With every court appearance, every media leak, and every shift in public opinion, the pressure keeps mounting. Insiders say the stakes are even higher than we thought, and if she makes the wrong move now, there may be no coming back. One thing's for sure, this war is far from over. The Hollywood elite are watching, and the industry itself could be forever changed by the outcome of this battle. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is Blake doomed, or does she still have a chance to turn this around? And just how deep does this legal war go? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next shocking update on this insane Hollywood battle.
And being frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it. It's very simple.
I mean, I internalize that as opportunity. Like, we had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blase.
Being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation.
It's believing that people and humanity are inherently good, and they crave nutritious food in their soul just as they do in their bodies.